Thank you for staying with us. Now let's get a legal perspective to this discussion, and we're being joined by a lawyer and a public affairs analyst, Wale Oshinde. It's a pleasure to have you in the program.
Thanks for having me.
So let's look at the constitutional perspective. Does the military have the constitutional or legal backing to monitor Nigerians online?
Well, I do not think they clearly have such rights, and then it actually hurts me as a person because the international community is now likely to see us, in bad light, so to speak, because we are actually signatory to a number of international conventions and covenants, for example, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, particularly Articles 17 and 19 of that covenant, guarantees freedom of Nigerians and, member nations, to have clear rights of their own expressions online. And, we also have the Human Rights Council of the United Nations passed a resolution 28, in 2012, precisely on the 5th of July. In that year, and guaranteeing the fact that we have rights to our expressions online and all that. And now coming home to Nigeria, our constitution, 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, 2011 as amended, guarantees everybody's rights in this country. One to right to privacy, as enshrined in section 35 of the Constitution. Section 37 of the Constitution also guarantees freedom of expression. And so, if the military would now be coming to say that they will be monitoring people's expressions online, I think it is actually a clear breach of people's rights. And then, that's to even say the least. And then, yes, hate speeches should actually be condemned, on all fronts and on all sides and all that. But the government of the day, particularly the president now, should actually take the bull by the horn and ensure that the military does not take the rights of Nigerians away from them. These same rights actually brought the president to office, and then he acknowledged that, by saying in his inaugural speech that he wants to thank Nigerians and for keeping faith with him and what have you, and particularly through the social media. So
yeah, but they say tables turn, and the premise upon which the military is trying to do this is on the basis of, like you made mention, hate speech. That's one. Anti-government comments as well as anti-military comments. Don't you think they have a valid point there?
You see, yes, it is true that they do not want people to actually just make statements and pronouncements and what have you and all that. But then you see, the truth is that there are ways through which you can actually track the sources of these very pieces of information that you put up there, on the social media platform.
How do you do that?
I know that there are technical experts who can actually trace the origination of any particular piece of work or, information that is actually doled out there. I think what we need to do in this country is to actually strengthen our apparatus, such that we can be able to track all of these things and then nip them in the bud. And not just that. The National Orientation Agency needs to wake up, step up, their own game, and ensure that they properly reorientate Nigerians. There are a lot of information out there that are actually not fit for public consumption. We all agree and acknowledge that. But you see, you now do not say that people do not have rights to actually tweet something. I mean, take for instance the United States of America. Every blessed day, people write things against the President of the United States of America. And the President also tweets about a number of things. Whichever way we want to look at it, the truth is that they have rights to say whatever they feel like saying, in as much as they are not breaching the law of the land. They are actually, you see, if you insult me, Victor, I can take out charges against you, slander, libel, a lot of other things that you can do in court, and I would even claim damages, substantial damages, and that is very clear. So I'm not encouraging in any form. Hate speeches and divisive messages that people, particularly our political class, are actually using to divide us. Religious postings and, ethnic postings, and what have you. But you see, these are tools in the hands of politicians.
So are you saying the military has a point?
No, not a point to that extent of retrieving or even trying to say that people do not have rights to actually put out stuff. But if security agencies, do have a point in saying that Nigerians should not post things online. But they do not clearly have a right to say that I, for one, as Wale Oshinde, cannot go online and post things that are informative, within the confines or within the ambits of the law,
even if
that are legal.
Even if it offends
anything that is legal cannot offend the government. That is the truth. If I have any legal reason to post something online, and I am sure of the validity, of the resourcefulness, of the genuineness of that article or whatever that I want to post online, I reserve that right to post it, as long as it is not implying on anybody's integrity, anybody's personality, and anybody's right guaranteed under the Constitution as well.
So why is it a problem for the military to monitor Nigerians online?
I don't know. I mean, the reason why they are actually coming out at this time. Yes, we understand and appreciate the fact that there are a lot of people in town now who are actually clamoring for a lot of things and who are saying a lot of things, and then they are probably agitating here and there and what have you. But I do not think it is in place for the military to now come out at this point and say that people should restrict whatever they wish to post online. I think the government should be more proactive, engage people on all fronts, and approach this thing the proper way they should approach it. You see, the funny twist is this: politicians themselves know what they are doing, and they know those who are doing all these things. So they should actually find a way.
But it's not the politicians who are issuing this, who are making this move. It's the military.
Yes, but you see, you have to consider why the military is now coming,
national security.
Exactly, to say this. But national, like I've just told you, citizens do have that right, guaranteed under the Constitution. And I've also cited a number of international, engagements that we're actually attached to right now. And then I see no reason why the military should come and take away the rights of people. And it's a very simple thing. Yes, we understand, and I do appreciate particularly that a lot of our people, post regularly on social media things that are actually capable of dividing us. That's the honest truth. But these are tools in the hands of people who have sinister motives. And it's, government should begin to look into that. And like I told you, we should take more seriously technological advancement. There are ways through which these techie guys can, connect and trace the history of the origination. Exactly, IP addresses and all these other things. These are there, and so we should be able to do all of that.
Well, let's wait and see how all of that will play out. If the government will listen to the civil society organizations and call back, ask the military to call back that move. But then we have to leave the conversation here. Wale Oshinde, lawyer and public affairs analyst, thanks for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
And sharing your thoughts.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the messages that you sent through our social media platforms, as well as the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. Stay with us. This week's most viewed videos begins with the reaction of former Edo State Governor Adams Oshiomhole to comments made by President Muhammadu Buhari during a nationwide broadcast after his return from London.
For me, I'm relieved that the president is clear, and I think he spoke the right language and employed the proper body language, namely that the unity of our country is not a matter to be negotiated.
Nigerians' unity is settled and not negotiable.
In fourth is the president's broadcast where he vowed to uphold Nigeria's unity, insisting that it is non-negotiable. Third spot is taken by the video of supporters of President Muhammadu Buhari jubilating along the airport road in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory after he returned from his medical vacation in London after over 100 days. Coming in second place is the video of Igbo leaders meeting with the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu.
I will not do anything that will bring dishonor or shame to our people. I'll never do it.
While topping the charts is the video of President Muhammad Buhari's plane landing in Nigeria after his medical leave in London. Well, there you go. Those were the movie videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. However, now that the federal government has made its decision clear, Nigerians will be watching to see the first casualties from this decision. And that's where we draw the curtains on the program today. Thank you for joining us, but do also remember the conversation continues via the social media addresses showing on your screen. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Victor Matthias. Bye for now.